लेटेस्ट न्यूज और वीडियोस बस एक ही क्लिक में। तुरंत डाउनलोड करें लहरे ऐप।
What do you think is the toughest thing about being a superstar?
Toughest thing about being a superstar is that getting up in the morning and finding out that you're not completely bitten off. There's some parts of you which are left. Actually, it is immensely difficult to you can marry. Marriage is easy. To sustain it is difficult. To have kids is easy. It takes a little bit of work in the evening, and then 9 months, and you have the babies. But to bring them up well is difficult. To become a superstar is very easy. But what becomes very difficult is that you always, and I've always said that you are trying to get about 89 hours in a day, because as you become bigger, your wants, desires become. So I won't say I'm greedy, but then everybody wants a part of you and they're ready to pay you for it. And you say, okay, why not? Let's make hay while the sun is shining. Or I was taught by Shah Rukh Khan once कि बेटा काम जब मिले ना नहीं कहना, क्योंकि जब नहीं मिलता तो बहुत दुख होता है. So I remember this is the first thing she told me कि never say अरे यार कितना काम है, करते जाना. कोई तुम्हें पैसा दे उसके लिए तो खुशी से ले लेना, क्योंकि काफ़ी chances हैं कि ज़िंदगी भर नहीं रहेगी. And someone like Saroj Khan telling you that means a lot. And he says, please, she said, I've seen struggling for work, getting work, and then being at the top, and then not getting work, and then come back. So I've seen a lot of people like that. So the biggest difficulty is that that you need to do a lot, because a lot of people are there wanting a part of you, like you said, whether it's for endorsement, whether it's for being a brand ambassador, whether it's for opening, whether it's for a wedding, whether it's for a magazine launch like yours. So everybody wants me to come, and I go. Sometimes the money is good, sometimes the relationships are good, and you do it because I would have liked a movie star to come to my wedding also. I would have liked a movie star to come and launch my film. I would like a movie star to dance at my son's birthday. Fortunately for me, I'm all that, so I do it at my own parties also, and I launch my own movie. But that's a difficult part. But not being able to. I'm glad. Like it's a wrong thing to say. I'm so happy I'm not a woman. I would never be able to say no.
For the right price.
For the right price, sometimes even for the wrong price. Price is not a criteria. I just can't say no.
But like you said, you'd like 80-90 hours in a day, but you got only 24 hours, and everybody wants a bite of you. So how do you fend off people who come with suitcases of money or huge drafts? Does it become very difficult? Or what kind of approaches do you get? Say a guy who's the third richest guy in South Africa, Indian origin, and his son is getting married when he comes to you.
Yeah, a lot of people come, and half the time my price itself puts you off. I'm highly priced for things like this. Movies I do free, but anything else which is attached to, and I have a huge dignity of labor. I have no problem doing anything. I can act anywhere, I can dance anywhere, and I do it with full gusto and love. But there's money attached to it, because then I take that money and use it in making my own films. So I don't have to borrow or worry where to make my films from. But I get all kind of offers. But I'm very unapproachable. I don't pick up the phone. I don't answer SMSs. I have people around me who are good friends and good business managers. So if they come up, they know how I like things to be, so I don't have to worry. As a matter of fact, I don't even worry about the creative. I know I have enough sensibility in my mind to pull off things. I'm intelligent enough, I'm energetic enough, so I do that. But I've had some strange offers, yeah. But now they're not strange. I mean, the strangest was to dance at somebody's wedding. I said yes to it. The money is good, I like it. I enjoy it, and I think it's a happy moment. The happiest occasion for anyone is a marriage. So I love participating in that. So I don't say no. If the money is good, yeah, I go and do it.
And
that's why only the richest people in the world can afford it. You say the third, only the first richest man could have got me to dance at it.
yeah, so but there is still okay. At this phase, you're not so easily accessible. But say 5 years earlier, you would have been meeting a lot of people around the time you did the Mittal. You went to Mittal's Shadi. You'll be meeting people who want to invite you for the weddings and for whatever ceremony, son's birthday and all that. And you quote a price and it's an instant no. How does it become difficult to say no?
No. There's a wrong notion actually, to be really honest. If somebody invites me for a party or a wedding, just as attending it, I'd go and attend it. If you want me to perform, and then it becomes a function, and then it becomes a show. I think very few people know this. It's a misnomer. Very few people know this, that when I perform at a wedding, it's not at the wedding. It's at a venue which is close to the wedding. It is a full stage like my world tour is, and that is why it becomes unaffordable, not because of my own price. So only when Mr. Mittal is a friend, so I attend the wedding just like that. But when he says, Shah Rukh, I need you to perform, then he put up this huge indoor stadium, full stadium, with seats and doors, and the show starts at 7 o'clock. Everybody is to be seated. If you miss it, the doors don't open. So it's not like I'm performing at the wedding. And that's why like 90% of the people, when I have to say no to them, I explain to them the modality of the show. Because of media and a lot of people writing about me dancing, people think I just go into the mandap and start dancing. No, it's not like that at all. That is why it is expensive. You know, to set up a 3,000 seater auditorium in the middle of nowhere. He did it in Paris. So attending the wedding is not a problem. When most of the people understand, see, my price is also not a problem to lot. It's okay, Shah Rukh will come. But then there are 100 dancers with me. There is a whole production team with me. There is a whole umang or someone doing the sets with me. And suddenly it's like actually shooting a huge Hindi film song. And then this rehearsal, all that cost comes up and they say, oh, we didn't know this. So if you don't have that, I don't perform at your birthday. Then I just come and attend it as a friend, then I don't charge. I never charge monies for attending somebody's party or birthday or launches. I've never done that. I can't do that. I mean, I'm cheap, but not so cheap.
And item songs in any case cost a lot more than normal songs.
Item songs I don't take money for.
That would be like a major item for the
Oh yeah,
wedding.
the show is like a show. My shows are very expensive. Like it's as good as a Temptation show. It's as good a show that I do for my world tour. It's with 140 people team. It's with other actors and actresses. It has to have 3 days of rehearsal time for my technical guys. So when we did for 2 of the weddings, those technical 100 people are sitting in a 5-star hotel, setting that up. I mean, as a matter of fact, very few people know, in Mr. Mittal's wedding, Kylie Minogue also performed after me. And so we had to set up the stage even for her, so it's suitable for her. And it's a full stage. It's like doing it at Wembley actually. Or I don't know, in Bombay we don't have an auditorium like that, so I can't mention it. But getting me to come and perform at a wedding is not at the venue of the wedding. It is at a different venue, and all the wedding guests come and attend it like a show.
So it's essentially you do your show
I
and
just do my
they
show,
line
yes.
up over there.
And I'm not kind enough, but I think it's a celebration time. So post the show, I don't request any of the other actors or actresses, but I do drop into the wedding and wish the couple. Hang around for half an hour, have dinner, and I'll come back. I do that only because I think it's graceful and right. But Mittal Saab is a friend, so for his wedding I would have stayed longer. But Yash Johar was on his deathbed, so I flew down. So I flew down because he said, you go in my plane now, because your best friend is not well. So it's not, I mean, a lot of people think performing at a wedding is while people are eating, and it's not like that at all. There's no eating allowed, there's no drinking allowed. It's a stage. You have to sit down in your chair, and the show starts at 6:30, whether they are there or not. Except if the only person I wait for a wedding show is the bride and the bridegroom. If they are late, I understand. You know, they have to dress up or whatever. So I'll ask. As soon as the boy and girl are in place, I start the show.
But actually you perpetuated this thing. You say, I dance at weddings, so people just take it, yeah, mandap pe dance kar raha hai.
Well, people take anything. Even if I said I dance at the UN function, they'll take it wrong. I mean, but I dance. I'm very proud of dancing.
That would be breaking news.
Yeah, but people, I now sneeze and it's breaking news. It's okay. People misconstrue a lot of things without. See, that's the only other problem. They say Neem Hakim Khatra Jan, and half an information is worse than no information at all. So, you know, half-baked information. Like yesterday, I read that Mr. Amitabh Bachchan and me didn't meet each other nicely. We love each other, yeah, but people want to continue saying that. Finally, we've reached a stage. We say, okay, if you like writing this, go ahead. We don't like reading it anymore, but it's okay.
You mentioned earlier during the conversation that, I mean, at the most you do 1 or 2 films, so it's going to be major hype when that film is concerned. You have a lot of offers coming in from producers because you're not doing too many.
No, I don't get too many offers. No. I don't get too many offers because one whole part of production team that can't sign me is with monies. You can't come and say I'll pay you X amount of money to do my film. So I'm priceless then. I did this about 8 years ago because I started feeling that once I took big monies for a film without knowing what the film is, somehow I was obliged to start liking what those people are making. But if it's only as a creative decision, I have the right to not like your script for me, not because it's not a good script. So I want that freedom. So unless I say yes to a script, I don't discuss monies for a film at all, ever, for the last 17 years. I don't take a signing amount. I don't take the money till the film is released, and I only take the money if the film has done well. Because I anyway do 2 or 3, so it's not like I'm losing a lot of money. And so people know that. So half of the people who are just coming to make a proposal with the money don't come, because they have and they found out that I don't sign it. Like I'll never sign a film, so kar le. So I don't do it. The second half, uske andar, then I hear stories. I keep hearing them without committing to anyone. Sometimes, again, half-informed people, then they say, I'm doing this film. And then actually I'm not doing it, it becomes a thing, Shah Rukh has dropped that film. You know, it's not true. I'm listening to a lot of films. I like listening to stories. So I listen to everything, and I'm not mean that I'll say this is a screw up. I'll say, it's a nice film. Give me a day to think it over. And then I'll quickly SMS or say, it's beautiful, you keep it. I can't participate in this. And then out of, I want to be a storyteller. I want to be a part of people who tell story. I also like to make films with people who are comfortable. If you have too much self-importance creating something, I don't want to work with you. If you're too serious about this work, I'm very serious about my work. I'll give my life for acting. I'll give my life for making a film. I know that. I'll die one day making a film. But if you start being mechanical with me about it, I don't want to work with you. You got to be easy. You got to be sweet. You got to be nice. You have to be a good person. I tell everyone this. If I hug you and my hug doesn't fit you, and our fit is not right, I don't want to work with you.
Is that what went wrong with Shankar's film?
No, I didn't reach hugging stage with him.
And
we were just on script, no. We were just discussing script, and I always felt Raju's script might be, I'm too old for it, maybe. But he was very keen, he's a great director, he's very nice and sweet. But they had some misunderstanding about, I told Raju to do a film for me, Kishore, what's his name, thought that I'm wanting him to do this, so he said something and I said, okay, now let him guide. If bad feeling in a film, I don't want it. I do too. If one of them has got a bad feeling, it means 50% bad work. So I don't want. I don't see the film which has a bad feeling. When I make a film, if I've had bad feeling making the film, I've not seen it. There are a lot of films I haven't seen, I won't name them, but I don't see them. I don't want to see my own film. Never seen my film. I'm like, this was not good making the film. So even if it's a hit. And some of them have been big hits which I haven't seen. Of my own, I've seen songs in on television. So work, style, happiness, smiles, goodness, warmth, good hugs, we can do a film. That's why mostly people think I work only with my friends. They've become my friends because their hugs fitted while working. It's not the other way around. And there are a lot of people I work with. Like Shimit is a wonderful guy. I really like him. I mean, he's a sweet guy, he's got no egos, he's got no problems, and we smile. I want to work with people who have the ability to accept the fact that they're taking a wrong shot. And we laugh at it, okay. So we screwed up, let's do it again. See, it's not life. I say this to everyone about filmmaking. See, it's not like life that अगर हो गया तो इसका कुछ हो नहीं सकता. हम ही तो बना रहे हैं, हम कर लेंगे इसको फिर से. And film is also more than life and death, just beyond it. So it's both at the same time. So you need to have this understanding when making a film.
Does it become very difficult to become so big that automatically you are ruled out of so many projects and there's only so much you can do, and you have a success, like say Om Shanti Home, then to follow up on that success becomes a very difficult way to go about it. The path becomes very difficult.
See, there's only one choice. Either you can be a follower or you can be a leader. So if you decide people are going to set the bar for me, and I'm not pompous at all by nature, I'm a very humble person. Komal's known me for years. I don't have any, I say good positive things. That either I can choose that somebody is going to push the bar and I have to keep up to it. Somebody is going to show me that 100 meter can be run under 10 seconds. So I'll try to be better. Or I begin to run under 10 seconds and let others know, oh, this can happen. So one of the either ways you're competing. So if I say, oh, this is where cinema's reached, shit, I'll have to do this to remain at the top. Or I keep taking cinema there. So others say, oh, this is where Shah Rukh has taken it, let's also follow. Or let's try to better it. I think Allah's been kind. For years, I have only to better my own work. So it's good competition.
No, but does it become difficult, like the kind of roles to do, the kind of films to do, the creative decisions? Whatever it is, your persona will work to a certain extent. Eventually, the film still got to be good enough.
There's nothing bigger than the film. So I just choose a good story to tell.
No, so does that become difficult?
No, I'm a good storyteller. You give me a story, You give me an art film story, I'll make it sound interesting. So that's my job. That's what I get paid so much money for attending weddings. Give me so much money because I can tell you a good story, whatever it is. And it's not difficult at all. I mean, I'm off the cuff about choosing the stories that I want to do. It's not rocket science. Let me be very honest. I want to demystify the process of making films and being a star. It's not rocket science being a great choosing some film. You know, I don't know if when you were young, all stories start with ek tha raja, ek thi rani. That's a story. And all stories start with that you loved someone you couldn't get, then you climbed a mountain, climbed the girl's hair, picked her out from there, and a dragon came in front of you. Then you beat the dragon, you took the girl in your arms, kissed her, and you lived happily ever after. So this is the story for every film. I can tell you the story in Dar. I am the dragon in Dar. I can tell you the story in Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. I am the Prince Charming in Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. You can pick up any film, and these are the stories. So now, how it unfolds is the technical part. You need to have a good team and just tell a story. Now my criteria has become very simple. If my kids go off to sleep listening to a story that I'm telling them, it's a good story. So do that. They kept awake listening to two of the films I'm not doing.
Shah Rukh, you just mentioned about your price. These days, media seems to be writing about many heroes' prices, 20 crores, 30 crores, 10 crores, 15 crores, 40 crores. How is it that your price, such stories are never out about your price?
I don't take that. I think I've taken 5 crore rupees for Om Shanti, which is my highest price. And it's my own production paying me that much money. I don't have a high price. I genuinely don't have. I don't understand this. See, if I was to outprice my film, I'm a student of economics. I can't outprice my film. Today the market is big, so I tell you as a producer, see, you're going to get 50 crores for a film. We used to get 10 5 years ago. Now I'm getting 50 crore rupees. Give me my price. I say, okay, what's your price? I say, whatever you feel like at the end of the film. Can you put 48 crore rupees? Can you convince me the 50 crore rupees has gone into this film? Can we make a film worth 50 crores? Or should we make a stupid film for 10 crores? I'm not saying 10 crores is a stupid film, but we'll just spend 10 and tell the world we spent 40. So I will work with a person who doesn't lie like that. If you come back to me and say, Shah Rukh, you know what we've done 52. I'll say, take 2 from me. If the film is, like I said, film is the king. There is no other king. There is no other emperor. Film is what I work for. So if my film is worth 50 and it looks beautiful, I look worth 5,000 crores. But if the film, at the end of the film, you say, Shah Rukh, I saved 2 crores. So give that to me if you feel like. You don't feel like, buy yourself a car. We'll make sure this film is a hit, then pay me. So I don't have a price like that. It's be stupid. Like if I was to take, today people tell me my films can sell for 60, 70, 80 crore rupees. And I say, okay, I'll take 50. I'm still making the stupid film for 30 crores. I want to make a film for 80 crores. Because if I have that money, means I have that market, that's why the money is coming. So if I can use that 80 crore rupees to create some great cinema in India, and not be always worried about the fact that I don't have the budgets, it'll be beautiful. And that 80 crores will become 800 crores.
Like this price you talk about, 30, 35 costs of Om Shanti, and that includes your...
Yeah. Actually, it must be less. I don't look at price because I think as a producer, should have the comfort that he should not have to... Whenever a producer works with Shah Rukh Khan, he should have the comfort, I don't have to worry about the price. So in my own production, I follow the same rule. I don't have to worry about the price. I think we would be around that much. But the publicity would be a little more right now. So those little bits ends, second week, third week. See, my film doesn't end till third week as a producer. So till third, fourth week, we'll still be spending some money. But we'll be around that much, 35 something.
Shah Rukh, you said that you'd rather make films of 50 crores, 60 crores, 80 crores. Would you have said the same thing if you were not a producer and there would only be outside producers for whom you would be working?
I've always done that. I've always told I only work with those producers who I know are putting the money where their mouth is, and they're making sure that whatever gain they've done from my film goes into the film. See, for personal gains, I cannot understand that I'm making a film and should I buy a Rolls Royce in the middle of a film? I would love to blow up 5 Rolls Royce in my film. I'm not saying I will, but I can. So if somebody asks me, you know, in my life, I'll be very honest, to buy a watch, which is $1.5 lakh, I ask my wife 20 times. I don't actually have to buy watches, but suppose I have to buy it for her. Me and my wife sit down and discuss, you know, I don't need it. Shah Rukh, I've got it. What are you doing? No, it's your birthday, let me get you a watch. But to spend 5 crore rupees on a set which needs to be burned down, I don't even think for a second. I know it's going to get burned down. And a lot of people say, Shah Rukh, dikhega to hai nahi. I say, no, aap laga do isko. My director will go and say, yes, set 40 by 60 hona chahiye. I go and say, no, make it 80 by 100. So I'm like that. So I think for a film, you can do whatever you... I've earned from here. I have to put it back there, even if it's to burn a set.
Shah Rukh, nobody in Bollywood has made the kind of pre-release profit which your Om Shanti has made.
I don't think so. I mean, that's not true. I don't know about other people.
It is true. It is true.
No, it's not true. I'll tell you why. Because most of the people lie to you about the cost of the film. I could tell you my film is 52 crores, and then the profit becomes only 10 crores. So a lot of the producers don't tell you the cost of the production. I'm telling you the honest cost of the production. But a lot of people, when they say that my film is 35 and I want 40, I don't think it's 35. At 35, I'll make you make a film like Om Shanti. When I see the films which cost 35 otherwise, I'm like, no, come on, this can't be 35. I mean, you know that. Everybody boosts up their production cost and has hidden costs. The genuine cost of a film, you can make a wonderful looking film for 15-18 crores. Chak De is there. I think it's a very good looking film. Om Shanti Om, it's a big looking film. It's not separate. Easily I can pass it off as a 50 crore film. People used to think Ashoka was made for 20 crores. It was made for 8 crores. So it's not really that kind of profit. I'm sure others have made good profit also.
On the day of release, what is it that matters the most to you?
That I don't have to return back that profit. I mean, yeah, the film should do well because I would return it. If I truly believe I'm the biggest name in the film industry, which I think at this point of time I am, business-wise, in a certain sense, I'm amongst the top 5. If somebody loses money because of me, it's not acceptable. So I never, that's the reason, like say even when you tell me the highest price and profit, etc., which I've tried to explain to people, I will always take the profit which is a little above my cost price and wait till the film releases. Otherwise, I'll have to return it. I always do. So I'm a little wary of that, returning it. So I'll wait till the next week, and if the film is done as well as I think it should, then I will tell my distributors that please send the money now, what we had agreed on. Till such time, I don't need it. I mean, my film is released, my cost is covered. I must be having in the bank a couple of crores of profit right now, and I'll sit with that. If the film does well, we'll sign the contract and go ahead.
In your relationships with people, in business relationships, how much is in awe, how much is for fear, and how much is genuine? Does that trouble you?
If I'm related to someone who does business with me, they're not scared of it. Because they know my business is very simple. And I do hope they respect me because I respect them. But beyond that, I don't think there's any fear or there's any awe. In real life, I hardly look awesome or fearsome. But people know my nature in terms of monies and the way I deal with it. My biggest show of unhappiness to someone is that I stop talking. Not talking means I don't relate with them. I just go quiet. Okay, listen, let's not get cheap about these things. See, like we started this interview and said that so many people want so much of me all the time, which is one of the biggest problems of my life. That there's so many people always around me wanting to do something with me, not take from me, but do something with me. If I'm finding a relationship business-wise not good, I'm happier removing it quickly so that I have less people. So it's very easy for me to say, okay, let's get this person out. There's no talk, there's no relationship anymore because I need less people anyways. So I quickly do that. But nobody's scared of me in business. I've never met anyone who's... Actually, Kamal, I don't even deal with people in business. I just talk on the phone once, then the office does. I never ask my distributor. So far also I've not called. I've got calls from advance ye hai, flana hai, dhimkana hai, mind blowing hai. Film mind blowing honi chahiye, baaki sab ठीक हो जाएगा. So I'm not bothered.